Hey everyone, Edgy Berserker here. Long time no see on the art channel. I finished Sketchbook. I technically finished two, but this one is like a big thick boy, as you can see. And I might save that for a later time. Plus the other one has more notes. This one is more of a complete sketchbook sort of thing. I have like maybe 2 pages of swatches and that's it. So hey, that's more than usual, right? Anyways, this was a sketchbook when, things were starting to open up around the unpleasantness time in 2021. And so my friend and I did a gift exchange, and she got me the sketchbook in a beautiful purple ink. And usually we do our gift exchange on New Year's Eve, so it was actually my first drawing on New Year's Eve. So yeah. Let's get into it. Now I'm skipping the first page because that has my full name on it and you don't need to see that. Alright, so first one. My friend got me this beautiful purple ink. So of course, who better to draw than Prince in the purple, of course. So I did that on January 9th to be precise, because I date all my stuff down there. So yeah, that was like me using, I believe I also used the fountain pen she got me as well. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun drawing prints. Of course, this was the start of me just deciding I'm gonna redraw every character portrait in Art of Fighting 2 for no reason other than practice. And I started off with Eiji because I loved his eyeliner there. That was amazing. Like, his eyeshadow was on point. Early 90s, beautiful. And I should mention the date. It's April 13th, 2022. So from January 9th, 2021 all the way to 2022, that's when I started the sketchbook again, because I got distracted by other sketchbooks. So yeah, okay, next. Oh, we got Ryo Sakazaki. Also another redraw. I did this one with, I remember I did this one with the, when I first got the Faber-Castell pencil crayons. I was getting used to them. Again, I'm even better with them now than before, but I love those pencil crayons a lot. And I'm glad to, practice. This was my first practice run with it, which is pretty cool. And, let's see. Oh, you all remember this one, my 3-marker challenge with Eiji. Look at that. I know I could just probably flip it right up, but it just fits better. So with these 3-marker challenges, I'm going to still do them. I'm going to be using an actual marker sketchbook this time, and it's going to be the Ohuhu one. The one where you can do the stuff on both sides because it doesn't leak through the other page. So that's actually the plan. So we're going to actually move on to actual marker paper, which is exciting. Getting into markers again, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, this was a nice start around the time when I just started the channel. And here's Yuri. This is the first time I tried out the Caran d'Ache crayons. And they feel like pencil crayons, which is so weird, but I enjoyed it. Although I should use it on bigger surfaces next time. But whatever. I like, in a little sketchy book. These were just little tests with my iridescent watercolors. I don't know if that's going to show well enough. You kind of see, though, the nice shine on those. I was just practicing, so I did it on Legion paper, Stonehenge Aqua Cold Pressed Black, Daniel Smith watercolor tests on my birthday of 2022. So, and this one, I don't know if this is going to translate well. This is Naru from Toshinden 4. Kind of give you an idea. I was playing around with my acrylic markers. I had I remember the art box with the acrylic markers and the pen. I was testing out those pilot ones again, where I did the Pokemon, remember? And I was testing them again. I was doing it with this, and I thought, you know what? Limited colors, let's just have some fun. I'm gonna state this now. Sorry, Liquitex, you make amazing paints, but your paint markers, with that shine, they're not good. They're not good at all. They're not good paint pens. I am not a fan. I'm sorry, Liquitex. You do make other great products, but those paint pens ain't it. Anyways, let's go to the next one. Me playing around with more Karen Dosh. This is Kazuya, of course. I was just trying to play around with blending. We're gonna get kind of like even better though, but that's a spoiler for close to the end of the book. But yeah, I was just playing around with those. I love them and I want to do more. My scanner is like a lot better now that I am gonna be doing a lot more traditional art this year as well. Of course, more playing around with black paper and fancy watercolors. And even those pilot pens, because I was like, let's just do a shark, a little happy guy, and a crow. Let's try it out. So I did some cutting and pasting. Of course, speaking of, this is where I put in the upgrade stuff that I worked on our videos that we did. So yeah, I actually basically just did a paste. I did like a kind of a list of like, you know, the materials used and whatnot. And yeah, again, you all saw these live with the paintings and that, which is pretty cool. Because next is going to be the carbuncle, and I also wanted to keep some of the washi tape there just to show it off too. And yeah, and of course, I have full videos on these. And of course, the cactar with the washi tape border. Beautiful. That was a lot of fun. It was nice to get back into painting and that. And speaking of, this was me testing out the Himi gouaches. Or the Mia gouaches, I should say. So I did Taki from Soul Calibur. Or Soul Blade or Soul Edge, whichever you prefer, of course. So I played around with those. I gotta get better with them, but I do enjoy using them. And of course, another one of our 3 marker challenges in here. Of course, I was obsessed with Final Fantasy XII at this point because I was deep into it. And thankfully, a lot of my old streams are on there too, so hey, cool. Yeah, you know what? I have a link below for all the social media stuff. If you want to see my previous streams, this one has a full play on posted up at now, which is great. This one, Genjuro from Samurai Showdown. This one's done with they're Faber-Castell's watercolor markers, I guess, or watercolor ink pens. I gotta say, they're really good. Like, I had to use like minimal colors, but they work great, and I bet they work even better on paper meant for watercolor. Because this is not meant for watercolor at all. Case in point with this one, a show from Toshinden. Whoops, sorry. Give me a little preview there. These were done with those Zig brush pens. If y'all remember those ones. And now we move on to, I got the Derwent pastels. Of course, it's not just a swatch book because I still did a little painting of, I believe, Enki from Fear and Hunger. And I was just testing them out. They are very beautiful shades of pastel. And again, you know, I want to just use more materials this year than ever before. Alright, this one, King from Art of Fighting 2 again. Because again, redrawing all these things. These are the Tombow pencil crayons. At the time, only I had one of the sets. And I love them also. They feel really good to me. I really enjoy them. And now we got Robert Garcia. I believe Robert here is done with the... Remember my Packs of 12 set? This was done with the... what is it? The Mitsubishi ones. And... ooh, as you can see... You can do a lot with that little set. Like, that's why, like, don't sneeze on those small sets. Sometimes just play around with what you got, because it's amazing what you can get with it, you know? Of course, I'll move these up closer. These are just some watercolor tests. Alice from Toshinden, and Goro Majima from the Yakuza series, Like a Dragon series. Getting his own game as well. Not sponsored, but totally getting the game. These were both done. Alice was done with Holbein and Daniel Smith, and Majima was done with the Prismacolor watercolor pencils. Gotta dabble with those more, I feel. Of course, this is me just playing around with Crayolas on black paper. And I gotta say, the Crayola Bold and Brights are really good crayons. Like, legit, you get like, you could do some blending with them. They lay down nice, as you can see on the black paper, they lay down nice. I'm gonna shout out those Bold and Bright crayons. They're pretty good. Oh, here's Mr. Big from Art of Fighting. This is when, I gotta say, I think 2024 I did a lot of art in here because not because I was like, oh, I gotta finish the book. I was like, okay, I don't need to be a sketchbook floozy. Let's actually fill up these sketchbooks. So I did, and I'm doing well so far, I guess. This one, also Art of Fighting, Jackie. I know this was, oh, I should mention, this one, I believe, I don't remember which pencil crayons I used for this, actually. I feel like it was my Laurentians, but I could be wrong. These are done with Prismacolor, though. I'm gonna have to begrudgingly admit Prismacolor still does have that nice buttery smooth finish. Gonna begrudgingly admit. I think I got a little bit of blooming happening, but I could just fix that with a paper towel, of course. And oh, this was me playing around with oil pastels. I was using the Winsor and Newton ones because I guess they had like old stock at the one local art store, and it kind of worked out. I did do a finish on top of it because I wanted to avoid too much of that happening. And of course, our other 3-color challenge. I think it was probably like kind of close to one of our last videos almost before I kind of forgot to post stuff, sorry. And yeah, Dragonov with the unfortunate color palette that I sort of made work, but I tried my best. I tried. Now this one is Basara from Samurai Showdown. Let's get you a good look at that. I was using the Stedler pigment brush pens. Those are, let's not sit on those markers. They're very good. They work very nice on smooth surfaces, and if you can figure out like the blending, you can get some cool stuff happening with them. And then I drew some Nina Williams. I was just playing around. I don't remember what pencil crayons I used. I think I just used different ones. I don't remember. And here's me using the pigment brushes for Dan from Fear and Hunger 2. This was, I think, the purple and the gold set. And I just played around and came up with this. And again, very happy with those markers. Ooh, okay. So this guy here, Art of Fighting 2 as well. This was done with the Karen Dosh pencil crayons. Now, I didn't have a skin tone, so I think I went into a different pencil crayon, I want to say. I don't remember. I was missing one color, but I just went and did the best I could with what I had at the time. And yeah, they're kind of like definitely not a Prismacolor killer, but definitely a good rival. But Prismacolor with the price point also still kind of ekes out because Karen Dosh is not cheap. But I had a local place that sells them, so hey, I don't have to worry about fees in that sense. Woof. Whereas I was swatching the Tombos. And I did another swatch of them because it's a gorgeous palette. Okay, now Princess Peach here. The unfortunate pencil crayons. Now, you're like, Edgy, but you did a good job with what you had there. I'm like, yeah, they were cheap Hello Kitty branded pastel pencil crayons and they could not blend worth shit. Pardon the language. They were not good. Now, Takuma here. I don't remember which pencil crayons I used for this one either. I feel like it's also the Karen Dosh, but I could be wrong. Oh, this one's Posca. This one's the Posca ones. Also very good. Also, price point in that. Prisma still beats it, though. And you remember the short on this one with the Tombow alcohol markers that I got for super cheap. Dollarama, like each Dollarama around the city had like the sets, and I'm like, these go for $35 per set, and they're selling them for $5. Even if there's a flaw, I am getting these. So I managed to get a bunch of sets, and yeah, since I plan on doing a lot of alcohol marker drawings, this part works great. Again, just be sure to open them away from your art because it does splatter. They are juicy. Mickey from Art of Fighting 2, by the way. I forget this guy's name, but he's also from Art of Fighting 2. And I don't remember the pencil crayons. I just used like different sets and played around. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have wrote it down. And this guy from Art of Fighting 2 as well. This one is the Laurentians, I remember, because that blue, that ultramarine, is very much something that sticks in my brain. If you're wondering, what for non-Canadians from the 90s, I know a lot of you are like, what the hell's Laurentian? It is a out-of-print pencil crayon that I think at one point was in the, I want to say Derwent, but I could be wrong. Faber-Castell was on the packaging that I found. That, like, it's just a storage thing with the elusive white pencil crayon as well, by the way. And yeah, I still have my set from back then. I stand by, that's still one of my favorites. Another out of print one I have is the Spectrum Noir. Not Spectrum Noir, it's a different name. It's Spectracolor or something like that, before Prismacolor bought them out. But yeah, those were some of my favorite pencil crayons. And this was stuff that they give like elementary school kids. And like, considering how like, you know, cheap Crayola is, like Crayola shout outs, you do well. However, getting Laurentian as opposed to Crayola was like giving a Mercedes Benz and then a lemon. Geese Howard. That's right. I drew Geese. He was the final boss of Art of Fighting. The secret boss. And I believe this one's done with the Spectra Noir, actually, because they had the... Yeah. Those also were probably some of the best pencil crayons I've ever used in my life, but they're out of print now. This is Alice from Bloody Roar. I got some Brunziel, something like that. Pencil crayons, the pastel set, the macaron set. And I like them. They are actually pretty good. Now, I know what you're thinking. You got a lot of pencil crayons, Edgy. And with that, I say yes. Yes, I do. Another reason why I want to just, you know, kind of use my art stuff more. So this was a little just, I used the Brunziers again, but I wanted to just play around with washi tape. So I had some washi tapes with like different flowers and the flower background I lined up as best I could. And yeah, this is what we came up with. I was very happy with it. It was a nice little like arts and crafts day for myself. Marina from Fear and Hunger, done with the Faber-Castell alcohol markers that they recently released. And they're pretty good. I enjoy them. They come in like different sets. They do have separate stock, but this was like the one palette, and it worked really well with this artwork. This was just me, because my sister lent me the Sip Tap Artex markers. I was just playing around. So I just did a purple-haired person looking intently. And then I got frustrated with mixing up my colors, so I swatched them. And I don't know if y'all know Loop 8. Considered the worst JRPG of 2023, but you know what? I did a full Let's Play of it, and I'm not gonna lie. It's the kind of garbage that is my garbage. I want to 100% platinum it. This is a little squirrel creature that's in the game. I didn't have a gray, but you know what? That silver looks pretty good. So these are the Artex Sim Tap markers. The unfortunate name of Sim Tap. I also drew the little Meowth guy. Because I'm like, you know, let's test out these colors a little more. Had fun. Chrome Mauler with some really cheap pencil crayons. I did my best. That's all I could ask for. And I drew Aki. This was also with the Faber-Castell markers, only this is their watercolor ones. Their water-based ones. Again, I feel like they will work great if I used a paper that actually can handle water, because again, these can't. And this was a mix of the Simp Taps and the Ohuhus. I had to blend in my own skin tone, so I did my best. And these are acrylic markers as well. And of course, when I test out things, I have to draw Morgan from Darkstalkers because she has a pleasing color palette. One of my OCs done with the Faber-Castell alcohol markers. It was the skin tone set this time. So I just thought, let's play around. So I did. This one's the Pentel acrylic markers. Now look at that sparkle on that. I didn't even know they had acrylic markers, and they're pretty good. Actually, I think I got one right here in my art desk. I could be wrong. It's in the drawer I can't open because I overloaded it like an idiot. It's fine. But yeah, they're fascinating. They come with a different nib, like a replacement nib if you need it. And I only got a green, the sparkly black, and the fluorescent pink. But you know what? They have a nice, other than the sparkly one, because obviously it's very sparkly, it has a nice matte finish. Pyro Jack from the SMT series, Shin Megami Tensei series. Again, Faber-Castell markers. I believe I just used the pink Pentel acrylic marker for the background. And then I did, we got our little Jack here, Jack Frost. And I know the background's done with the Sharpie acrylic markers, which are fantastic. I love the Sharpie acrylic markers for the background. Kazuya, done with, and hold on a second. I just used this, the Copic set. They have a little like doodle pack set, so I did the purple one. So I drew Kazuya with it. His eye is very sparkly with the little sparkle pen. I don't know. I like how this turned out. With the limited things I used on it, it turned out great. Not to toot my own horn, of course, toot toot. Now we get into the Karen Dash crayons, and I got a little better with them. So I drew Sephiroth. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my game of the year, by the way. It's a great game. I didn't play many games like in 2023, but in 2024, I managed to get quite a few done. Very proud of myself for that one. And of course, another one of my games of the year. I just drew a little bit of Nikki from Infinity Nikki. I was trying out my new sets of the Stedletter pigment pens. They have a pastel set out, so I was playing around with that. I wish I had the other sets with me so I could have, mixed and matched a bit better, but it worked out. I believe my final drawing is Ellis from Toshinden. She is done with the Ohuhu markers that Michael started carrying. And I'm not going to call them the Copic Killers either, because that's kind of like, use what you like. You know what? Ohuhu's great. Stedletter, even though it's not alcohol, is great. Faber-Castell, getting into it, great. Copic, great. They're all good markers all around, and yeah, guess what? Alcohol markers you can use together, so don't worry about it. But I used the limited palette that I had, but it worked out very well. I think the only thing I futzed a bit was the eye, and I used a bit of my Stedletter ink for that because it looked like she was dead-eyed when I just used the pastels. Don't worry about it. And yeah, all I did was swatching. It's funny because the Bruntferners I swatched and then did that, but look at how it kind of like dodges around the oil-based pencil crayon though with the alcohol marker. That's pretty cool. And of course, Nami and Luffy, I did not draw those, but I do always clean my markers on the back of the book. So yeah, that's the end of this sketchbook tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably check out, I'll probably do another one later with that one that I showed you. But this one, though, this one's complete finally. After neglecting it after one drawing in 2021 and then finally started moving forward. Oops. I hope to do more of these art videos. I might actually do even digital art stuff where we just rock talk while I draw thumbnails for my archive channel because hey, guess who thought was a great idea? Let's draw every single title card for the series. So, you know, I at least kind of screen grab that and just draw that and speed it up. We can rock talk with that. Anyways, everyone, thanks for stopping by, hanging out. Patreons, I know you're scrolling up right now. In fact, you know what? You're going to be scrolling up. I'll give you some room on that side. Y'all are great. Thanks for the support. And everyone, do have a wonderful day. Have a happy new year. And tell me, you know, if you're creative. Tell me what your creative endeavors are for 2025. Okay, until next time, this is Edgy Berserker signing off, and I'll see y'all later. Bye now.